Imagine, like, packing an entire server farm's worth of AI coding power right into the laptop sitting on your desk, and doing it for exactly $0 in cloud fees. Welcome to the deep dive.
Mm.
Today, our mission is turning that scenario into a reality. We are unpacking a step-by-step guide to running Claude Code entirely locally on your own device.
Yeah, and we're talking about using incredibly powerful open models here, things like Qwen 3.5 and GLM-4.7-Flash.
Hmm.
And the reason you should care is that this setup effectively turns a standard 24 gigabyte RAM machine into a fully private autonomous coding powerhouse.
Right, like a Mac or an RTX 4090 desktop.
Exactly. You get zero astronomical API bills, and your code literally never leaves your local hardware.
Okay, let's unpack this because, I mean, mathematically, fitting a massive 35 billion parameter model into just 24 gigs of memory sounds, well, physically impossible.
It does sound completely wild.
Especially since the sources mention these are a mixture of experts or MoE models. They have these different specialized brains for different tasks, which usually makes them huge. How do we make this fit? It feels like trying to pack a giant, oversized wardrobe into a tiny carry-on suitcase.
Well, what's fascinating here is a technology called Unsloth Dynamic GGUS. Specifically, we're looking at a format called the UDQ4K XL Quant.
Oh, okay. So, we aren't just buying a bigger suitcase then. Are we using like vacuum seal bags for the bulky jackets, but keeping our suits uncompressed so they don't wrinkle?
That is actually a great way to look at it. Instead of just indiscriminately compressing the whole model and ruining the shirts in your analogy, this dynamic method shrinks the model where it can,
Yeah.
but preserves the accuracy of the most important layers.
Got it. So it's smart compression.
Yeah, exactly. You load this optimized model using an open source tool called llama.cpp. You set it up on port 8001. But to actually make it fit in that 24 gigabyte limit, you have to manage its memory very carefully.
Right. The sources mention something called KV cache quantization. I think it specifically uses Q80.
Yep, 80. Think of the KV cache as the model's short-term memory of your conversation so far. If you leave that memory at its default full precision, it just eats up all your RAM immediately.
Oh, wow. So it just blows past the 24 gig limit.
Completely. So by using Q80 quantization, which is basically a way of compressing that short-term memory without losing the plot, you save massive amounts of VRAM. And you keep Qwen 3.5's performance completely intact.
Okay, so we've got this ultra-efficient engine running locally, but the interface we want to use is Anthropic's Claude Code, right? And that's a terminal-based agent built to talk to their cloud.
Yeah, it's designed for their own APIs.
So how do we get Claude Code to drive our local engine instead?
You pull off a beautifully elegant API hijack. You just set an environment variable on your machine called Anthropic base URL, and you point it directly to your local server at localhost port 8001.
Wait, really? Just like a simple redirect?
Yeah, and you also throw in a dummy API key just, to satisfy the software's requirements.
And Claude Code just assumes it's talking to the cloud, like it routes all its agentic tools through that single endpoint.
It does. It talks to your local Qwen or GLM model exactly as if it were communicating with Anthropic's actual cloud servers.
I do have to push back a little here, though. I've used these 35 billion parameter models, and they have these advanced reasoning or like thinking modes. Don't they tend to overthink basic coding tasks?
Oh, absolutely. They can definitely, overthink things when acting as an agent.
Because, I mean, I don't want an essay, I just want a script.
Right, and the source material highlights a crucial pro tip for exactly this. You can pass a flag setting, enable thinking to false when you start the llama server.
Oh, so you just turn the philosophy mode off entirely.
Exactly. Disabling that mode dramatically speeds up agentic coding workflows because the model just acts rather than, pausing to ponder its existence.
Okay, well, here's where it gets really interesting. Because if you stop right there, you are going to hit a massive wall. The sources outline a huge issue where local models were inexplicably running 90% slower after a recent Claude Code update.
Yeah, that update caught a lot of people off guard. The culprit is an attribution header. Claude Code secretly started prepending this header to its requests.
Right.
And the kicker is, it changes slightly every single time it sends a prompt to your local model.
And because that header changes every time, the local model gets tricked into thinking it's a completely brand new conversation.
Yes, exactly. It throws away its entire short-term memory, the KV cache we just talked about.
So it has to painstakingly reread the entire code base from scratch for every single prompt. That is brutal.
It completely destroys the efficiency we just built.
So if it's just a header issue, can't we just tell the terminal to ignore it with a quick command, like exporting a bash variable to 0?
No, and that's the trap right there. Exporting a bash variable like Claude Code attribution header equals 0 does not work.
Wait, it just ignores the bash variable completely.
Completely ignores it. You have to physically open a specific file on your machine. It's the .claude/settings.json file. And you must explicitly set that variable to 0 inside the NV section.
Wow, so you have to actually edit the JSON file.
That is the only trapdoor out of the 90% slowdown bug.
So what does this all mean? It means that true, completely local, deeply private, agentic coding isn't just a pipe dream anymore.
Not at all. With dynamic compression and a clever API hijack, you can have a top-tier coding assistant running entirely on your desk right now.
It is a massive paradigm shift in how we interact with our own hardware, and honestly, it really makes you question the longevity of paying for expensive cloud API endpoints.
It really does. I mean, why pay when you can run it yourself?
Which leaves you with one final thought. If we can already pack an expert 35 billion parameter coding agent into the suitcase of a local desktop today, how will software engineering fundamentally change when these models inevitably shrink enough to fit perfectly into the pocket-sized suitcase of your phone?